Hello there, this is Cookies, and turn 21 just rolled for same Kidzin, different salt. Let's go ahead and take a look. Alright. So we get a couple of messages. First one from Lanka. Of course it had to be the Throne of Misfortune. Well, at least pearls are useful. I'll make some thug items with them. Though I sure would prefer what TC got so far. I bet you would. And Berytos, I've gotten two 10% brides, though sadly, neither of them to get a 4 or 3 in Earth. Yeah, I mean, it would be nice to get like a 4 in air. I think a 4 in blood is the other one he would really like. I could take a look. Let's see. Claim the... Yeah, just a lot of throne claims. Let's see. We've got Helheim versus Lanka. In Fomoria. Oh, is this a throne? Oh, it's a bunch of indie attacks too. This is from the Throne of Growth. Or Throne of Gaia, rather. Okay. This should be exciting. But first, I want to check Fomoria, and then we'll look at the and Ulm War. No, that flag is for roving barbarians. So he kills the barbarians. This is deep. Isn't this deep in his lands? Let me see. Yeah, this is way over here. So this is where the income got cut off. And Helheim attacks him here. So this is, in some ways, a planned bump. Deep in Lanka's territory. Oh my goodness. We've got a number of hell hurtings here. As a reminder, quickness, blood surge, awe. And for the hell hurtings, poison weapons, slowing weapons, some resists, and blur. Now, numerically, 9, 11 hell hurtings. Many more Palankasha. Was this like 30? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Yeah, around 30. Alright. I think 29, but right around 30. He kills one. He's killing them. Yeah, no issue. Right? Or is... Interesting. Okay. Yeah, we'll take a look at that in just a second. And then let's take a look at the Ulm War. We've got a batch of Enkidu. So I imagine this is outrating... Where was this again? Gladewoods? Okay, so this is clearing out that province and his backlines. Good. Barbarian PD. It's a lot of barbarians. He's still on fire archers. They should route. Yeah, they should be routed, so they'll retire. retarget the barbarians. Alright. These guys shouldn't be too far behind. Yep. Where is this? Oh, and he goes on to the capital. Ballsy. Alright, that's more ballsy. No, he's pinging it. Okay. I was like, that is way more brave than I would have been. Okay. But it would have worked, actually. Okay, so let's take a look. He did move in reinforcements here. So he moved to fork the forts. It's actually really smart. I like that. Although now he's really out of a melee front line. Yeah, he's got maybe one chosen left. And the Masushu. Need to start seeing reinforcement. Why do you have 130 troops in your capital? They should be here. Okay. But, yeah. And then, alright, so Ulm's army is inside the fort. They were not patrolling this turn. We did see some troops. I think some troops have left here, so they might be stealthing over, or they might be coming down to support. I suspect they came down to support. He's going to have to rebid these mercs. He's got the swordsmen and the freaks now. So I think next turn he's going to take these merc companies and try to go on the cap. I think what you do if you're Ballin, I think what I would do is I would PD dump the cap. And if he's got any construction at all, I would gear the Pretender. Oh man, because you got the Masushu here too. I'd move into this force, because I think they're both going to go on the cap. Or they're both going to move on this palisade, which is a possibility. Then it would be cracked. So in that case, I think you want to take this force and move it to Esquania. So you can help the palisade potentially. It's going to be hard though. This is only 10 PD. Oh man. Okay. What would I do as Ulm? There's no archers here. I think I'd try to decide which force I'd have a better chance at killing. He might be able to push this, is what I'm thinking. So if he attacked out, he could try to kill this. I think you have to move to Esquania. Or at least attempt to. And I think you PD dump your capital. And then you're... Well, this is Bone Tribe. Maybe you just keep stealthing troops in and you PD dump this. And even though you might lose the PD dump here, you might kill a lot. You might attrit the force. Huh. Because part of me wants to eliminate the longbow stack, because that's the majority of the killing power. Another thing you could do is you could try to push the longbow stack and put everything on the feathered serpent bed, and then try to steal that merc bed. And then you only have to deal with the swordsman. But you'd have a melee troop, and then maybe the longbows are dead. Assuming they don't just go down to the palisade, which I think they will now. Oh, this is fun. Okay. What a good move. I like this. I love this. Okay. Let's check out the rest of the battles. We've got Hinnom going after some independents. So Hinnom brings his turtle warriors down to fight the Kalulu. Round 2. It's looking good. Oh, he breaks. Okay. I think, wow. They really are struggling to kill these Kalulu. Okay. In Utenshire, I did expect at least a little bit better from Turtle Tribe. I probably would have made the same mistake. Oh, we've got gems too. 4 air, 4 glamour. We have this party, this group, these slingers. It's clever though, because the air elemental stun the elephants if they land on them. Alright, so he clears that up. Loses 1 for bulk. And if he knows about the combat happening with Ulm, this army, I think, is meant for just expanding. I think it's meant for taking Old Forest. And if that happens, I think Ulm's screwed. Oh, Ulm, you burn so bright. Okay. I mean, he could go after these long dead and ghouls. That could be an option. And that would let him build up some more troops, some siege chaff. But I would be very nervous if I were Ulm. Okay. Lanka. Alright, we covered that. In Delka. Oh, good, we get to see assassinations now. Alright, this guy gets attacked. Alright, so he defends from the long dead. And we have 2 on Xibalba. This Honeycomb. Okay, has a few... What are these? Xibalban guards. They do have bodyguard. Nice. Okay. And then another assassination. I wonder if he's getting down-pushed a little. These are Sun Guard, though, so they're sacred bodyguards. This guy could bless them. There we go. Here's the bless again. Stormflight, pretty spicy. Won't be able to keep those Aussies down. Assuming he gets them online, which I think is his priority now. He's got Larger, Righteous Wrath, Enchanted Blood, Undying. Worldwide Event, Misfortune. We're going to get so many indie attacks. Alright, Mountains of Mist. This is a Throne of Gaia event. Attacking a blood hunting province, though. These things are toast. Alright. Then we've got Druid Land. This could be closer. Okay. And we've got a few on Mekone. Oh, this is a much bigger party. We've even got the Ivy King with gems. Yeah, this is absolutely a lost province. Okay. And then we have Blightlands. Big barbarian attack. Oh, and just for... Yeah, it gets wiped out, only kills one Palankasha. Interesting. Okay. Let's see. We were at Silverwork. This is a fair amount of PD. Still loses, though. And Trent Spore. These Lion Tribe are not going to win. I think we need to watch that. On Lanka itself. Uh-oh. And it's a big event, too. Oh, buddy. This just killed a mage. Because there's no way this PD holds. This just killed a mage and some Palankasha by preventing recruitment. Oh, buddy. Alright. And then we've got Gold Mountains. Yeah, I think this is going to be a lost cause, too. Okay. Another one on Mekone at any Umbrul. And we just had the Throne of Misfortune claim, too. Oh, boy. Alright. Wait, that's here. Then Griffin Rock. This should hold, I think. It's only one elemental. Alright. And in Karnag. Old Barbarian Troop. They might win. Yep, they do. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at the map. So first off, let's take a look at Lanka. Lanka doesn't have a second fort up yet. Oh no. So he finally opens up this route for tax collection here. And oh gosh. And then his cap gets sieged. What a disaster. Now, Iron Throne, Throne of Chains. Alright, so the Throne of Gaia was claimed, I think, 1 or 2 turns ago. So players should have known this was coming and that forest might be in danger. And he's just claimed the Throne of Misfortune. So there's going to be even more, because Misfortune is going to increase, so you're going to get a lot of night attacks. Especially for players that took Misfortune, like Kidzin did here. All right, so he did have this nice victory. I don't know why Helheim. It's kind of funny that Helheim was over here, maybe trying to snipe this province. But that was a lot of Palankasha. All right. Now, originally, I'd been advocating splitting this force and taking both of these. But it's starting to look prescient that he kept it together, because if it had been, I don't know, 15 or 20 Palankasha, it might have been a little bit different story against these Hellherdings, especially 15. Which might have been what I would have done. Alright, Helheim loses his great gold mine, so that's gonna hurt. But otherwise, not under siege. Sauromatia loses a cap circle province. Marverni loses 3 gems of income. I hope he didn't have a fort going up here. He doesn't seem to intend to get these crystal Amazons. He still has the vampires on his palisades though, as this army heads south. And I think this was Berytos. Yeah. So Berytos is going to want to clean up those barbarians. I think it's time for the Shamblers to try and make a move. This is a lot of stuff on the border. I wonder if he intends to attack this fort. Okay. This is so provocative. You don't want to war with Hinnom as Berytos early, and he's put a whole army on the border. The Hellherdings are still in the capital. So I guess I think he's technically going to call this a bump, but Lanka's not going to be happy about it. Tianchi is... His cat is still here. I guess Mekone's taking this. What's he making? Demons of the Heavenly Rivers. Okay, we've started seeing some of those in there. She's probably outside searching. Now, alright, well, Mekone has something to do with his army that's going to lead it over here. He's got 3 provinces to clear out. That kind of lead him down to this throne. He might want to clear out this throne. So send a big party here, split it, clear this out, and then get ready to attack the Throne of Death. Okay. This map's getting a lot messier. Okay. So the only true player war we're getting right now, I did talk to Helheim, and it sounded like he went to original borders with Sauromatia. But I don't know if war is intending to continue there. We see a big force of Palankasha here. I would assume this is aggressive. Oh gosh, that's so poorly timed. He's probably hoping to attack this. It's going to be a wall of pestilence. Which might affect the the Raksharaja. I forget if they're demons. I think they are. Yeah. So he should be immune to the Well of Pestilence, actually. Fortifications under construction here. So now he has to decide between going back to defend his cap or attacking Helheim. And that's probably why Helheim's come back to his cap. From here, he can kind of, because his cavalry have very high map move. 26 map move. And even in the cold, oh, well, maybe not. I still feel like they're map move too. Because they should have snow move. No? Would they actually not be able to reach? Huh. So Control M brings up the move distances. Now when you select a unit, it'll reassess how far away. These guys have no map move though. So if I generally click though, I think it just does it for a normal unit with no move speed bonuses. So this would be 38 because it's highlands and then plains and mountains. I would have thought that the Hell Herdings could have made it there. Hmm. Okay, so he may or may not be able to get here. But the important thing is the army is together, so if it takes a fight, it'll try to defeat these Palankasha all in one go. Okay. I mean, losing these Hell Herdings sucks. He might not have been expecting that. I'm not sure. He probably doesn't have great scout coverage over here. Helheim scouts are not cheap. 55 gold. So you might not have been expecting these Palankasha to show up. A little weird to attack barbarians though, unless he was planning a bump. So maybe he had this group scouted, and he thought this group was going to be the group that went into Honoria, and he would wipe out all these soulless, because that would be a good pick-off. But then he didn't have vision on the Palankasha. Okay, so that group got caught out. I think this is most of the Hell Herdings that remain. And I think next turn we'll see them head out. I think here is best. I mean, ideally you would meet them here, but I'm not sure if he wants to sit on the Well of Pestilence. It's probably worth it to not, because if you move here, the Palankashas could attack your fort construction, or they could continue towards your cap. And so if you move here and then move here to block, they'll be here. And then you've given up your fort PD, and that sucks. So I think if he can, he tries to meet them in Troll Canyons. I feel like a Hell Herding should be able to move here. I'm not sure if that movement range was accurate, because I think this is considering this as enemy provinces. I think that's what's missing for me. But they wouldn't be enemy provinces for him. So then 8, 12. So it'd probably be like minus 16 from this, or something along those lines. So you should certainly be able to make it to Troll Canyons. So yeah, I would defend Troll Canyons. And then it would be hilarious if this army just walked back to Lanka. Just did a walk of shame. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm curious what Lanka decides to do. I think Helheim has one move, and it's defend Troll Canyons. Xibalba. If I were Helheim, I would reach out to Xibalba about splitting Lanka. I think if you're Xibalba, you don't want to see late game Lanka. I think if you're Helheim, you don't want to see late game Lanka. Sauromatia might come to help, but Xibalba might be able to tip that over in Helheim's favor. I think if you're down seeing one less blood power. And then if you're Helheim, maybe you can buy off Sauromatia with some of this. But Xibalba might just be content to sit there for now, because if Lanka gets killed off, they might be next on the chopping block. And they might want to get their murder kitties out first. Okay. I think everyone else is playing on a PvE server. They're trying to kill independents. I mean, at this point, this cat should probably stay here and just protect a fort construction when it's ready. But he's got enough stuff. He could go take this throne. Marverni will probably get to it first at this point, though. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah. And then Marverni would roll back up to clear out the vampires. I think Olm's in deep shit. He needs a victory. Like, if he got these longbows in an isolated fight, as long as his steel maidens didn't run, take a bad morale check from all the longbow shots they're eating on the way up, and his commanders didn't get eaten by Misushu again, he could kill this force. And then it's just melee stuff. There's not a lot of archers down here yet. There's some foreign recruit archers, but we've got 130 troops here sitting in the capital, and he's letting mercs fight the war for him. He did clean this up. Gosh, this is Helheim scales. Oh gosh, I would put a temple here. I would not want these scales. Good grief. All right. Let's see. He's not building a fort here yet. That is the Throne of Fortune. All right, so we've got 3, 6, 7. We've got a slight majority of our thrones claimed. So that's good. Once thrones are claimed, we can really start thinking more about player wars, I think. at least based on the tempo of this current game. Okay. I think we're getting close to that. So go ahead and take a look at graphs. So provinces, Berytos has dropped down to be tied with Lanka. We can see the precipitous decline from Ulm, and then increasing. Forts is still a strong Berytos lead. Income for Berytos, Lanka's to 0. That must feel bad. And it was already low because all that gold had been cut off. So for a few turns now, where they could have been middle of the pack, they're getting less gold than all. So, oh no. All right. That's gotta be thousands of gold. Effectively a dead mage and effectively some dead Palankasha. Gym income? Let's see. We've got a Helheim increase. Is probably event income. We can take a look though. Or what is that, Xibalba? No. That's Helheim, right? Yeah. It looked the same color as Xibalba in the next graph. So we've got 3 nations blood hunting. We've got Xibalba, Hinnom, and Berytos. For research, it's TNG, Berytos, and Fomoria. So Berytos is really starting to claim the benefits of all those forts he's made. And he's really starting to leverage this income advantage. So he's moved from middle of the pack to second in research, and he seems poised to pass TNG. For Dominion, we've got Marverni. Army size is still he's hired all those new mercs. Yeah, you can. He's been growing stronger as this war has progressed. Now it's not all necessarily at the front. I'd probably want to see another 100 like melee troops especially have moved out last turn. So he's not necessarily relying on merc companies. But, I mean, as long as the current situation persists, he's going to be running a huge advantage versus Ulm. But one of the downsides to drawing out a first war like this is the longer you drag this out, the more other people are going to sense the weakness here because you're holding back a lot. And they're going to think, well, some of this could be mine. So, like, Fomoria might come in and take these 2. Or maybe even these 4, if he can get away with it. Or maybe Hinnom might take this one, and Fomoria these 2. Berytos might start looking at Belmar, stuff like that. So you start getting some vulturing activity. I would love to see these troops leave these forts and go clear up Indies. You're not paying them to just sit in forts. I don't know. Yeah, like you got 3 of these armies. You go clear out 3 sets of Indies. You can move this blood hunting province down here away from the Hinnom border. Or maybe here, which is also away from the Hinnom border. So you don't antagonize Hinnom quite as much. Because if I were Hinnom, I wouldn't feel comfortable leaving this on my border, potentially. And there's this stuff over here. Now, there's no reason for this stuff to be here. I wonder if these turtle warriors were supposed to succeed and provide a raiding group to attack this next turn. And I wonder if this group is going to go on Spires and this group is going to go here next turn. Because if you were going to attack Lanka, you'd start off with a party here. Or here, maybe. And you would go here and here. And then have another group kind of clean up back here. So this looks aggressive. I think this group might have provoked a war, but we'll see. There's 100 unrest here, so he's blood hunting the throne here. And it's right next to his fort. It's got... Maybe it started with better population. So that could be the reason. He could be about to blood hunt this. So I don't know. It could be Berytos being like, I'm going to blood hunt here. So Hinnom's like, well, I'm going to blood hunt the border too. And we can be nervous at each other. But I could also see these two. And then he's got a group here. I don't know if you want to run these Jade Maidens into this, though. Where's the Hinnom army? I feel like he's not making troops. 10 troops, 10 Rephites. I feel like Hinnom should have more stuff by now. Because if it's just this, I think Berytos can kill that now. I mean, we saw a lot of stuff kill a fair number of Rephites on the throne. I don't know. This looks aggressive, though, but we'll see. Hinnom might not know about all these troops. He might think this is everything Berytos has. Okay. Well, I think I've rambled on enough. Oh man, I want some more player wars. This is interesting. Alright, well, if you happen to be enjoying this, let me know if I'm getting too wordy, if you haven't already. And what would you do if you were in this position? You had these merc companies, you had this position. Would you try to combine on the cap and risk this group getting pushed? Would you combine on the palisades? Would you expect something and maybe move this group back to Green Sink or move this group here? Would you try to get into Belmar? Let me know. Anyways, have a good one. Later, guys.